guys, it's Paradise and welcome back to another Monster Hunter Wilds video and our Weapon Workshop tutorial series. This is a series where we go over everything you want to know about the weapons, from their basic moves all the way to your main combos and some recommendations, including how the weapons work and the theories behind them. We'll have you covered with a Weapon Workshop tutorial for each of the 14 weapons in the game, but today we'll be focusing on the King of the Bonk, the KO Master, and a weapon that rewards pure aggression. It's the hammer. If you guys do enjoy these videos, a like, comment, or share would be super appreciated as we put a ton of work into each and every one of these guides. Now let's get into it by breaking down the hammer's gameplay flow, then dive into each move, combo path, and new additions added in Wilds. The hammer is all about raw concussive power, delivering some of the hardest hitting impact attacks in Monster Hunter Wilds. This is a true powerhouse weapon, specializing in massive single hits, charged swings, and devastating knockouts, which leave even the toughest monsters dazed and wide open for follow-ups. While it traditionally revolves around charged attacks, Monster Hunter Wilds gives the hammer more of a focus on combo paths and overall a better flow than ever before. You're rewarded for knowing when to hold and when to release your charges, chain spinning attacks, or loop combos that shortcut into your strongest single-hitting new attack, the mighty Charge Slam. But an important goal to always keep on top of is to constantly aim for the monster's head. Hammer users have a priority when it comes to head positioning because of their superior stun potential, and thanks to new tools in our kit like the offset attack on your upswings and the charge step for easier repositioning, you can always keep the pressure up. Your upswing, or golf swing as many like to call it, is now an offset attack, so skilled hammer players can not only use this for damage, but also to counter incoming monster attacks, leading to even more punishment opportunities, and you can even hold the upswing to easily time the attack just as you're about to get hit. Holding the R2 button will charge up your hammer, letting you release it at different charge intervals for powerful impact strikes that deal KO damage when striking a monster's head. The longer you charge, the stronger the follow-up attacks get, and this even leads into your all-powerful mighty Charge Slam. But you can even do this charge while moving, giving the hammer excellent mobility while staying aggressive and flexible. Mastering the hammer means learning the monster's attack patterns as well as your moveset and combo paths, so you can fully take advantage of each situation to deliver punishing charged bonks. If you would like a quick start guide to get straight to hunting, then here's the general flow and combos you want to use. But don't worry if it gets confusing, as we will have everything explained in detail during the moveset section. This is simply meant to teach you the flow of the weapon during a hunt, or for players who want to get straight into the action. The hammer's basic combo flow will revolve around maintaining aggression while using your various techniques to access your strongest hitting attacks, depending on the openings that are available. Remember that focus mode allows you to aim your bonks much easier and actually increases the distance of your mobile attacks when attacking near a monster, making certain moves much more consistent to land. This adds an extra layer of control and precision to each attack and combo, so consistently hitting the head of a monster has never been easier. There's two playstyles I would suggest to try out. A more charge-focused, methodical hit-and-run approach, utilizing timing and openings to execute your most powerful moves as frequently as possible. Or a more constant and relentless playstyle with your golf swing combo, which also acts as a counter with the upswing's new offset attack. Both of these can even be mixed and matched together, giving you plenty of options depending on the situation of the hunt. For the more charge-focused, methodical approach, you may want to start by charging your hammer with R2 as you approach the monster. You can always then press circle at any time while charging to do a charge step, which will use up some of your stamina but allows for some quick repositioning. This has front-loaded iframes, meaning you can use it to dodge a monster's roar or their incoming attacks if you time it well. So not only are you mobile while charging, you're also able to dodge nearly anything coming your way so long as you get the charge step timing down. Once you reach charge level 3, signified by the red glow of your hunter, and you have a sufficient opening, such as the monster recovering from an attack, you can then keep R2 held, but press triangle and circle to directly transition into a mighty charge. As you hold R2, this will quickly charge up to level 2, which once again you'll glow red, and then release to pull off your most powerful attack, the Mighty Charge Slam. This is a fast and one of your most mobile ways to get directly into a Mighty Charge Slam, which deals devastating damage to enemies, but make sure to aim for their head for that sweet stamina and KO damage. For a more aggressive playstyle, you can instead go for your Golf Swing combo. This can even be iterated on to follow up with a Mighty Charge Slam when you have time. Pressing triangle while stationary 3 times in a row will cycle you through your overhead smash 1, 2, and then upswing. You can use directional inputs during the combo to add slight repositioning between each swing. The third attack, the upswing, is also an offset attack that can be held down to delay the swing, making it much easier to time against incoming hits. This combo deals great damage relatively quickly, letting you stay offensive and on the monster due to having that built-in offset in the upswing of the combo. Even if you already have a topple and you're building to the next one, hitting the offset will massively mitigate incoming damage and allow you to stick to the monster. After doing an upswing, you can even combo into a Mighty Charge Slam for even more damage. And those are your 2 playstyles to utilize while the monster is active. But when you have larger openings like knockdowns and topples, here is your high damage combo that you want to aim to execute as often as possible during these openings. Start by utilizing your Big Bang combo by pressing circle, which if you connect it to a monster, you can then follow up with 3 more circle attacks for Big Bang 2, 3, and then 4. If you have the time to do so, you can immediately cancel into a Mighty Charge by holding R2, then pressing triangle plus circle. Release the charge as needed, ideally going for the full level 2 Mighty Charge Slam, which makes this a devastating and high damage combo when you have the opening. During shorter windows though, you can instead opt to end the Big Bang combo with a final circle input for the Big Bang finisher. It deals slightly less damage, but it is a shorter combo if the monster is recovering. Both of these playstyles and combos can utilize dodge rolls or focus strikes to mitigate the end lag between doing combos. And there are more combos you can use, which are explained later in the combo section. Advanced hammer users will mix in successful offset topples, focus strikes, charge sidestep repositions, and smooth transitions into Mighty Charge Slams to ensure they are always aggressive and stuck to the monster. So true mastery of the hammer will come down to learning the monster's attack patterns as well as your whole moveset and various combos and charge steps. So let's go through the moves. Pressing triangle from a neutral position will draw your weapon without attacking, making this perfect for unsheathing without hitting anything, like when you're near a sleeping monster. Pressing a directional triangle while sheathed will let you do an attack as you draw your weapon with a swing. This is a mobile opener which does a horizontal swing with a slight forward motion towards the target, but interestingly this combos directly into follow-up with another triangle input, which is a second but stationary fast swing, and after this you can continue into your regular combos. Holding R2 while sheathed will allow you to draw into a charge, letting you unsheath without attacking and instantly start building up your charge level. You can even move around while charging, making this a versatile and safe way to draw. As with your regular charge, this will lead into various charged attacks or a mighty charge, which we'll talk about shortly. But once your weapon is out, a directional triangle input will do a side smash. This is a weaker but more mobile attack compared to your stationary triangle attack, which will perform an overhead smash 1. Both of these act as an opener for your classic hammer triple pound combo, or the golf swing combo as many like to call it. With a second triangle input, both of these will lead into overhead smash 2. A weaker overall hit than overhead smash 1, but it does build slightly more stun. A third triangle in this combo will execute your upswing or golf swing as it's commonly called. This is the finishing move of the combo, and it's good to know that this combo allows for a ton of mobility between each input. You can hold any direction as you do each attack input to perform short steps in your chosen direction, allowing you to slightly reposition easily throughout each attack within the combo. Alternatively, you can actively move in any chosen direction for up to 3 steps of your character before you input each attack in the combo. This means you can have a great range of movement between each of the swings up until the upswing, making positioning extremely flexible while still doing each attack of the combo. The upswing at the end is one of your most important basic moves though. You can hold the final triangle to delay the swing and time it with a monster's incoming attack, performing an offset. Offsets will knock the monster down if timed correctly, allowing for massive follow-up opportunities. But topples take some time to build up again, so you cannot spam topple a monster back to back. Hitting an offset though, even without a topple, will massively reduce the damage you take from the incoming hit, so it still is very strong to let you remain aggressive. Pressing circle will start your Big Bang combo. This combo is slow but deals extremely high damage, ideally used when a monster is toppled or stunned. It requires each step of the combo to connect to a monster in order to do the follow-up attacks, which will consist of circle inputs to do Big Bang 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and after this point you have 2 different finishing options. You can finish the full combo chain with the Big Bang finisher with a 5th and final circle input for a high damaging move. But if you have extra time during your openings, you can instead transition into a mighty charge after the 4th Big Bang by holding down R2 and pressing triangle plus circle. The mighty charge is like your ultimate finisher in Monster Hunter Wilds, and it ends with one of the highest damage blunt moves in the game. It has 2 charge levels that dictate the attack you unleash, and it will drain your stamina as you charge. The first and quicker version of the move is at level 1, and it can be used with a faster execution at the cost of reduced damage, but it's still better to get a hit than miss out entirely, so use this when your damage window is shorter. The second version is at charge level 2 when you fully glow red. This is your strongest finisher, and it will execute 3 hits with the final hit dealing huge damage. This is more than any other individual hit in your kit, and is what you want to be aiming for if damage is your priority. This can even be looped into spinning Bludgeon by pressing triangle and circle together immediately after the slam, but more on this later. You can initiate a mighty charge through various different methods, such as after an upswing, a spinning strong upswing, or Big Bang 4 as we just mentioned. But you can also go into a mighty charge through a regular charge by holding R2 to its maximum level. So let's go over charging. Holding R2 charges your hammer to up to 3 levels. Each has a distinct glow and a unique attack when you release. It also will drain your stamina as you charge, meaning stamina management is an important part of managing your charged attacks. But note you can cancel out of charging at any time by dodging to then release R2 and go back to neutral. While you are charging though, which is done by holding R2, you can press the circle button, letting you do a dodge that has iframes and allows you to keep your current charge level as you build it up. This is essential for staying aggressive and will execute a charged step. It allows you to reposition easier to monsters' heads, to dodge roars, or dodge high damage incoming attacks without losing your charge level. You can even do this to extend your regular dodge by pressing X to dodge and then R2 plus circle afterwards to cross a much larger distance and immediately enter a charge. Releasing at charge level 1 or just tapping R2 will execute a charged side blow. This is a quick side swing and it is your fastest charged attack but does deal poor damage on its own. But this does allow for a charged follow-up by pressing triangle afterwards, which is a decently strong move, and it is also accessible after your second charge level move, the charged upswing. Releasing a charge at level 2 while you're glowing yellow will perform a rising strike that travels a bit further forwards called a charged upswing. This is a good move for punishing smaller gaps in monsters' attacks and to build some good KO. But note, while it is called an upswing, it is not an offset attack like your other upswings. Holding the charge to level 3 though when your character glows red will be the maximum level, and then releasing it will do a charged Big Bang. This is a 2-part heavy downward slam that deals big damage and exhaust on the second hit. It has a long animation though, so it does leave you more vulnerable if you miss, but you can mitigate the end lag by dodge rolling or comboing into another attack afterwards. Something great to know is that when you do a charge to level 3 when your character glows red, you can keep R2 held, then press triangle and circle together to immediately transition into a mighty charge instead. This allows you to directly go from a charge into a mighty charge into a mighty charge slam, which again is one of your most powerful damaging hits. So this is something to take note of if you prefer to play with a more hit and run playstyle. Next, let's go over spinning Bludgeon, which has been updated in Wilds. This gives you incredible versatility because you can use it to reposition, extend combos, reset your spacing, or prepare for an offset or even mighty charge depending on your opening. You can do this spin after almost any other hammer attack. You will see there's a brief second where your hunter will wait before resetting their stance to neutral. During this time after any attack, You can press triangle and circle together to initiate a spinning bludgeon. Once active, your hunter will begin to spin up to 6 times, with the 7th spin ending the sequence. Each full spin adds damage and leads into different finishers. After one spin, pressing triangle will do a spinning side smash, a short way to exit with a quick horizontal swing. The damage is low, but sometimes you will want to exit out early. After 2 spins, pressing triangle will do a spinning follow-up, a slightly longer and stronger move. But after 3 spins, pressing triangle will perform a spinning strong upswing, the highest damage exiting move that you have to offer, and it's also an offset attack. This is an upswing where once again you can hold triangle to delay the final hit, making it easier to time against incoming monster attacks. This swing is extra nice because it can be chained into Mighty Charge, making it a great way to punish monsters when you have the window. Next, let's go over our Focus Strike, which has the awesome name of Earthquake. Holding L2 for focus mode and pressing R1 will perform a lunging swing, which on its own has some high end lag and relatively low damage. But hitting a red wound will trigger the full Earthquake attack and the follow-up, which is a powerful spinning slam. While this attack is being executed though, you can hold R2 to begin charging in the background. Once the move ends, you can then instantly follow up with your charged Big Bang if you held it down to max, or cancel into a Mighty Charge by keeping R2 held and pressing triangle and circle. This makes for a great 2-step sequence that deals amazing damage. Pressing triangle in the air though will do a jumping smash, which is an okay tool for building mount damage. This chains into overhead smash 2 with triangle when landing, making it pretty nice to go straight into your triple pound golf swing combo. Pressing and holding R2 while in the air will begin a charge though. This builds up in 3 levels, doing a jumping charged attack 1, 2, or 3, and you can charge this both in the air or pre-charge it before you run off of a ledge to access the higher charge level attacks. If you don't release the R2 before you land, it will just transition into a ground charge. You can always tap R2 to do a jumping charged attack 1 if you don't have large aerial openings. This version of your aerial attack is generally best for building a mount. It also leads into a charged follow-up when you press triangle after landing. Running up a wall and pressing triangle though will do a mid-air spinning bludgeon, a stylish and powerful move that hits multiple times on the way down, ending with a very strong slam. This can also be done while charging with R2 and sliding down a slope and then releasing R2. You can even do a jumping charged attack 1 while sliding down a slope and pressing triangle even while sheathed. While riding on a sacred, you can do a mount attack by mashing triangle, which does an infinite series of weak spinning attacks. Pressing triangle and circle together while mounted will do your dismount attack though, which is very similar to the mid-air spinning bludgeon. Alternatively, you can always jump off of your sacred to go into the previously mentioned aerial attacks. If you do get a mount though, pressing R1 will do a bonk on the monster, but hitting a red wound will do your mount finisher, triggering a high damage 2-part leaping bonk. Sneaking up behind a monster and pressing circle though will do your sneak attack, a strong single swing that seems to ignore hit zones, making it a strong opener. And now you know the hammer's moveset, let's put it all together for some basic combos to try out in a hunt. First up is your classic triple triangle golf swing combo to use during shorter openings, such as when the monster is active but recovering from an attack, and it ends with an offset potential. It's a nice DPS combo that can be used in most situations, and is greatly enhanced with the Corrupted Mantle, as it adds extra hits to the entire 3-hit combo. But this does drain your health, so it's not the best if you're still learning. You want to start this with a stationary triangle and then go into 2 more triangles in a row, which will cycle between overhead smash 1, 2, and upswing. Remember, you can hold triangle for the upswing to delay it, making it easier to land as an offset attack. You can also use directional triangle at the start to begin with a side smash, giving you more movement but slightly less damage. You can then follow up with directional inputs throughout the combo to add repositioning steps between each, which gives this whole combo string extra movement and control. If the opening is big enough, you can then iterate on this by adding a Mighty Charge Slam at the end after the upswing. Just press and hold R2, and then triangle plus circle after an upswing to begin a Mighty Charge. Hold this until you glow red and then release R2 to execute the Mighty Charge Slam, which massively increases the combo's damage when you have those extended openings. During larger openings such as stuns, KOs, and traps, you can instead opt to go for your Big Bang combo into a Mighty Charge for massive damage. Start the combo with 4 circle inputs, which need to all connect to a monster to reach the next combo step, going from Big Bang 1, 2, 3, and 4. From here, if you don't have much time left, you can simply do another circle for the Big Bang finisher. But if you do have the opening, you can then cancel Big Bang into a Mighty Charge by holding R2 and pressing triangle plus circle. Charge to red and release for massive damage with a Mighty Charge Slam. This is one of your nicest combos to do during large opening windows. Next is a way to go straight into a Mighty Charge Slam though, making it great for a hit and run playstyle. Charge your hammer by holding R2 as you approach the monster, and remember you can always press circle at any time while charging to do a charge step that has iframes in it and is a great repositioning or dodging tool. Once you reach charge level 3 and your hunter glows red, keep holding R2 but press triangle and circle together to transition directly into a Mighty Charge. Keep holding R2 again to quickly charge to level 2, and once you're red, release R2 to pull off your most powerful attack, the Mighty Charge Slam. This is a fast and mobile way to get directly to it, which deals devastating damage to monsters. Next is a fun and infinite combo to cycle between upswings and Mighty Charge Slams. While it may not be ideal for pure damage, it is a fun playstyle and mixes in offset attacks with big hits. Following any attack, you can press triangle and circle for a spinning bludgeon. Execute at least 3 spins in a row, and then press triangle for the spinning strong upswing. Remember, you can always hold this to delay the swing, making it easier to time against an incoming hit to offset. After this, you can then hold R2 and press triangle plus circle to begin a Mighty Charge. Once you glow red, release R2 for massive damage with your Mighty Charge Slam, and after that you can loop back into the start of the combo with triangle and circle, making it a fun and repeatable way to stay offensive with offset attacks and your Mighty Charge Slam. Now you know some combos to try, let's take a look at skills. These are just some suggested skills to try out that will hopefully improve your hunting experience. For damage-focused skills, options that increase your raw attack and affinity are always a good choice. Agitator gives you some nice raw and affinity increases when a monster is enraged, which is quite often. Weakness Exploit overall increases your affinity to weak zones and wounds, and since you want to focus the head, this is a great choice. Maximum Might increases your affinity when you have maximum stamina, and this isn't always ideal for the hammer given that charging will drain your stamina. But if you pair this with the Folga Anjanath group skill that gives you a secondary stamina bar, you can still benefit from this, even charging directly into a Mighty Charge and Mighty Charge Slam. Counter-Strike is also fantastic for a massive damage boost when you get hit, but this works after triggering offset attacks, so it is just great to have. Attack Boost is another nice way to increase your raw attack, but if you have high affinity from the previously mentioned skills, then Critical Boost might be better to slot in instead. For utility skills, Focus is absolutely essential for reducing your charge times, making all charge moves faster and smoother. Slugger will increase the speed to trigger KOs, making it great for the hammer's already high impact attacks. And Sharpness Management will always be a thing you want to keep on top of, so skills like Handicraft, Razor Sharp, or Master's Touch can be comfy options. Now let's go over some advanced tips to help you out. When it comes to wake up hits on a sleeping monster, hitting with the final bonk of your Mighty Charge Slam is going to be the way to get the highest damage possible on the hammer. This does mean positioning yourself just away from the monster so the previous hits in the Mighty Slam don't hit and only the final hit does. It takes a few tries to get used to it, but you generally want to follow the positioning in these clips. Doing a charged step away from the monster helps give a rough idea of how far you want to stand away, but connecting that final hit of the Mighty Charge Slam sure does a lot of damage on a wake up. Whether you're using an upswing at the end of a triple pound or from a spinning bludgeon, holding the input to delay the attack makes it easier to offset a monster. But remember, offsets also reduce your incoming damage on that hit, making them viable even after you've already got an offset recently. So try to make the most out of every offset opportunity to remain aggressive and stuck to the monster even when they're attacking you. Using focus mode will be vital for the hammer because many of your attacks have very little range, and most of your damage comes from individual big hits that you need to land. Focus mode has a passive benefit when being used. It extends the mobility of your attacks, making it easier to stick and hit monsters. It sort of magnetizes you to a monster as you attack near a target. This makes it perfect to use during moves like your Big Bang combo, where they will whiff if you don't connect. It also makes aiming your big important hits like Mighty Charge Slams much easier as you can turn during the animation, especially so if you need to hit specific parts of a monster. Turning on focus mode toggle will help reduce the amount of inputs you need to keep on top of as you're fighting in a hunt. As said before, the Corrupted Mantle synergizes very well with the hammer's Golf Swing combo. It gives each triangle attack a secondary weaker hit that can still crit, making it a very strong and loopable DPS option while you have the mantle active. But it will drain your health if you don't attack regularly enough. So this is more of a tip to use when you are more comfortable and have already learnt the hammer. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this helps you start bonking like a pro in Monster Hunter Wilds. We've put a ton of time into testing, experimenting, and fine-tuning the best way to present the moves, strategies, and mechanics for playing the hammer in Monster Hunter Wilds. We're breaking down every weapon in the game, so if you found this useful, let us know by dropping a like or sharing it with your fellow hunters. Keep practicing those offset attacks, master your Mighty Charge flow, and remember, the monster's head is your playground. So get out there and bonk to your heart's content, and I'll see you in the next hunt. Here at Arekkz Gaming, we're two friends who love to play games. You have me, Paradise, as well as 2-6.
Our goal is to keep the videos as concise as possible by cutting out any of the fluff and focusing on what really matters with high quality videos.
So make sure you're subscribed down below for more videos on your favorite games coming very, very soon.